Pound.
In a world
Shut the hell up.
where Carolina Panthers fans
Anthony from Charlotte, keep motherfucking pounding.
have an insatiable thirst
I need to see a lot more of that shit going forward.
for Panthers news and opinions.
All my C3 brethren from the C3 Legion.
Only one podcast roars ferociously.
The longest running Panthers podcast on the internet.
It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Oh, Greg, I owe y'all $100, man.
C3 Mental Health Services reopens on Sundays afternoons again at 4:25 p.m. as the Carolina Panthers fall 36-10 to the Chicago Bears on the road. And you're probably going to walk into the group session today, to the C3 therapy group session, and say, what else? How could my life be worse? How could it be worse? With injury and insult highlighting our days. Make Sundays great again, please, because Sundays suck again. My name's Tony Dunn, and we're here riding home from the game together with y'all. And I would do it. I'm doing it with my homeboy, my wheelman, Cody Light.
It is so hard to be a fan of the Carolina Panthers. Truly it is. Every single way possible, they test your patience. And it's just so disheartening, man. The minute they give you a little hope, they dangle it in front of your face. And the minute you reach for it, they pull it away, man. It is so embarrassing. I am ready to trash the players on this team. No tackling. Jonathan Mingo's a bust. I don't care who fucking tells it. Dude, it's so bad. And then it also just, listen, I know a lot of people are tired of hearing me say it. I think the Panthers made the worst trade in history. And I think especially after seeing DJ Moore have his revenge, his Steve Smith-style revenge game, to me, it's just par for the course. But you know what? On the good days and the bad days, we do it with the best damn Panther fans and all of YouTube. We got Brandon R., C3 Anthony, C3 Doug, Code is the game, Donald Duck, Ghost of Blaster 9000, Jerry, Kristen Butler, our resident Bears fan, Leo Factor. What's up, buddy? NW Key, Panthers Kingdom Podcast, Strawman 76, Trap X, and the real AP. Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
The number's 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. Give us a call. Tell us your thoughts on the game, what this means for the Carolina Panthers going forward. As you saw Bryce Young take the field late in this game, complete a couple of passes, scramble hard, play hard, and probably a good setting for him to regain a little confidence. A lot of injuries hurt this team that are going to be significant going forward. And I tell you this defense, if you could even call it that, can't stop the run, which then allows teams to pass on them and do whatever the hell they want. But I know one thing. You can't stop CK, and those beautiful pipes from joining the C3 postgame show.
Man, listen, I mean, looking towards what we thought this game was going to be, when you heard the news that we lost Shaq, we lost Josie, already without Derek Brown, without DJ Wanham, who we probably all expected to be playing by this point in the season when they signed him in free agency, just decimated across the board. And this is not I'm trying to get the right way to put it. This is a surprise to a degree, but it also shouldn't be. The reality is we knew we were going up against a very good defense. The Bears defense has kept them in games all year long. Quite honestly, two of the three wins they had are solely credited to the defense in my mind. And so that we knew we were going up against something vaunted. Now we add in the fact we weren't going to have Adam Thielen. Add in the fact that we had Xavier Legette go down early in the game. To add in the fact that we lost Taylor Moton, we lost Austin Corbett, We lost on the defensive side, Jadeveon Clowney. Already, we were worried about this defensive line. Panic mode starts to set in now. Like I really don't know what we can do to contend when you continue to compile all of these injuries. It's somebody had said on X or maybe in in one of our DMs, there needs to be an investigation on how like the Panthers are just falling so easily with these injuries. It just seems to be everybody is just dying. Now, the other part of this, we're the oldest team in the NFL. If you look at the average age, and when you look at the people that have been hurt, you can start to maybe draw a line to some of those. You look at Thielen, you look at Jadeveon Clowney, you look at Josie Jewell and Shaq Thompson. I mean, you're starting to add, things are starting to add up a little bit as to these guys getting older and these injuries starting to compile. But it's tough, man. It's tough to see this team just feel like there's nothing that can be done. Like, even if they were all playing their best game, I just don't know that we have a shot just based on the fact that we're playing third stringers by this point.
Looks like King Henry just beat the Cincinnati Bengals in overtime as he runs the ball down to like the 4-yard line on a big run. The number's 252-228-5098. Consider being a C3 super fan for $1.99 a month. We're taking co-pays for the therapy session. Get on the couch and let us know how you feel about this team. Let's start with this defense. I think that's where we should start. Is, as CK mentioned, injuries really made this defense it put it in a precarious spot. You got to play some younger players, but the problem is not only are you playing these younger players, you're playing some nobodies around them. Trevin Wallace is having to call the defense. He's got the green dot. It's kind of a mismatched outfit that was underfit in a way. This defense wasn't good, but injuries have made it horrible, guys.
Yeah, man. Listen, I remember a lot of us were kind of scared that Jadeveon Clowney, when we brought him here, would be just like Justin Houston, meaning we would get the worst version of the player that we're bringing in to make an impact on this team. That is absolutely what happened. Like CK says, Wanham still has yet to see the field. So again, that was a signing for nothing. And wasn't he like an $8 million signing? Something like that. Just absolutely terrible. And look, man, shout out to Panther Pickle. I feel like he's been right all along. I'm done with the Evero, dude. I'm done with this defense. I'm done with the 3-4. I know a ton of people are going to come in here and be like, oh, we had injured players and this and that. Whatever. The defense has never been good. For all the 3 years that it's been here, we have an inability to be able to stop the run. Any and every team that wants to get going knows to run the fucking football down Carolina's throat, and they do it every time. Don't need to go and find whatever running backs are going to play the Carolina Panthers. Pick them up in fantasy. Pick them up on underdog fantasy. That's what y'all need to do, man, because this defense is absolutely embarrassing. And all the injuries isn't enough of an excuse to dismiss all of them, dude. I'm done with the 3-4. I'm done with the Evero. Let's move the fuck on with this shit, dude.
Darren Gant may took some issue with Panther Pickle today. Panther Pickle put fire Ejiro Evero on Twitter, and Gant retweeted him. Works for the Carolina Panthers in the media department. Said, yeah, he should totally have planned better for not having Derek Brown and Shaq Thompson a month into the season. We can disagree as long as we're serious. This is not a serious take. I'm seriously thinking that Panther Pickle should have just turned right around and said, shut the hell up. That would have been fire right there. I was going to say something about it, but Gant wouldn't know the references, and he'd be like, fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
But right now, Ejiro Evero's defense is hobbled. And while we can talk about the injuries, they weren't playing well to begin. Like, the run has just been so problematic. And yes, you can say Derek Brown missing, but not only can you not stop the run, but when teams go to pass on you, it's not even like today. They didn't even sniff the quarterback. We did get one sack by this guy named Harris, Charles Harris. Whoever
is that?
That's what I said. I had never even heard his name before.
How is that guy on our roster?
And then all of these guys drop back, and they just were hung. I mean, it would be 3rd and 20, and these guys would just have 45 seconds back there.
Dude, and how about DJ Moore fucking cooked JC Horn today, dude. Cooked him.
Well, the Panthers defense.
Cooked him. Yeah, absolutely. But, dude, I knew how this game was going to go when JC Horn blew that coverage on the first touchdown pass to DJ Moore. That's when I knew. Oh, this.
Well, was it blown for him? And the question.
I mean, that was a question mark. Yeah.
On the broadcast, the question was everybody else playing zone and or one guy playing zone and the other guy playing man to man?
I hope that it was a miscommunication, because if it wasn't, dude, DJ Moore just bent JC Horn over, bro. Like,
well, it looked like he was trying to pass them off.
Yeah, that was 100%. Like, if you look at what JC Horn did, he was like, he literally started to back up, like he was getting ready to come back to the right side of the field to cover his zone. Yeah. And that's like 100%. Now, if it's not, if the argument is, was there a misunderstanding or a miscommunication? Because that stuff can be fixed. There's no question in my mind that JC Horn is a very talented cornerback, and we saw that on display multiple times today.
Yeah,
like I don't think that he got burnt at any point. I just think that there's a when you're dealing with a lot of people on this team that you're not cohesive with because of injuries, just bringing in random people, you're going to have those miscommunications, and it's going to make it look like JC Horn was the guy, when in all reality it wasn't. I think this was more of an indictment on, when you look at Mike Jackson, he got burnt in the end zone with that perfect pass from Caleb Williams. That was that second touchdown for DJ Moore.
Yeah, he was there, but it was like all perfect on the inside. Good leverage, inside leverage for DJ. You know what I mean? Like, what could you actually do? It would be, I mean, it's very difficult. We're going back to that play where DJ Moore got the first touchdown. It was just such a wide open hole in the field. You had to think it was zone. And that guy they were talking about in the broadcast bit down on the run. But, you know, it's like how, you know, I think CK brings up a great point. I was watching this with my dad, and my dad is not a football fan. You know what I mean? He was just watching it. And he was like, you got to deduct $10,000 out of that dude's paycheck for that play. And I think he was talking about, I don't know which player he was talking about. I think he was talking about the guy that bit down on the run. And I said, well, it's probably his first paycheck with the Panthers. You know, and to CK's point is the defense wasn't good and talented, but now you've got so many players who arguably just kind of not only haven't played together at all, haven't played many reps this season, and haven't maybe even played much of live football, period, in some cases. As the Carolina Panthers closed out the game, though, there were some fireworks involving JC Horn as he left the game early. Little upset on the final touchdown. Words were exchanged. Then old DJ Johnson just comes flying in and makes this whole shit a big problem at the end. He got a personal foul. But the Carolina Panthers fell in broken fashion, beaten fashion in so many ways. As we wait for your calls, the calls are going to be flying in. Let's give these shout outs on the super chats, and then we can talk about the stakes of how big of a loss this was and how big of a win it was for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, so this isn't a super chat, but I just saved it because, well, I wish my power never came back on so I didn't have to watch this game. Dude, savage. Shout out to Panthers. Vegas Drew says, we have such a lack of talent when all of our good players are out return garbage.
Yeah.
Why did we go away from the run? Made no sense to me.
That part I agree with wholeheartedly, by the way.
Michael Space Ghost, I remember for 13 months, says, when did Young get red hair? Right before the game, apparently. White Chocolate Espresso, our boy, remember for 19 months, says, run the fucking ball. This is another thing, man. Like, Chuba got out to a good start early. He was running hard, and they just decided that we were going to be a pass-first offense and just not run the ball. Dumbest shit in the world. Panthers Kingdom Podcast says, Bryce looked okay. Defense is just Horn. Whoever said trade Horn, shut up. He's the entire defense.
Yeah.
Shake my head. Jerry from $4.99 says the league has never been this competitive. all those good picks and DJ Moore for Bryce continues to hurt. It absolutely does, Sherry. Our girl, Kristen Butler, remember for 15 months is embarrassing. I want our damn 4-3 defense back. I am on your side, Kristen. And then Nick in the Tri-State with 199 says Trev Wallace, 15 tackles, beast. One of the few bright spots of this abysmal performance today is Trevor Wallace.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the stakes of this game, or the real winners and losers. The Carolina Panthers not only got beat down on the field today, but they got beat down by a player in DJ Moore that they traded to the Chicago Bears for a quarterback or a number 1 overall pick that was able to play in this game, but did not play until the game was out of sight and out of control, as Bryce Young is no longer starting for the Carolina Panthers. But part of the trade that the Carolina Panthers have made that involved DJ Moore included 2 number 1 picks, 2 number 2 picks. And we can talk about the stakes of this. There was a lot of stakes. We talked on the Friday free for all about this, is the stakes going into this game for the Carolina Panthers, and kind of respect and kind of getting some of the shit back from that trade in a way, by in pride in a sense. On top of that, the Carolina Panthers, by beating the Chicago Bears, would have negated the value of some of those picks going into next year. But instead, Caleb Williams comes out, torches the Carolina Panthers. A cornerback that they got, I think Stevenson, had a couple of big pass breakups that they were able to draft in the second round with one of those Carolina Panther picks. And the win for the Chicago Bears helps the value of those picks that they acquired from the Carolina Panthers. I've been trying to figure out and find. I was going to put this out, I was going to put this out, and I held it back, and thankfully, and in some ways I did. And that is, did the Panthers have any wins today? Like anything that actually. All losses for the Carolina Panthers is how I wanted to put it. But then Bryce Young came in and did complete some passes, so that kind of like, hey, is like, you couldn't, it's like, hey, all right, well, we saw Bryce do a little something, which helps us maybe think further down the road, if the Carolina Panthers look this abysmal, that you really are going to try. Maybe you should have to put him out there and see how you can develop him as you head into the 2025 draft.
And again, this is what we're back to now. Do you play Dalton? Or do you play Bryce Young? Now, Dave Canales has already did his press conference and says that Bryce looked okay, but that Andy Dalton was going to be the quarterback next week. So, again, this is the question that we're asking again. You said that there was no victories. Tony, I disagree. Jalen Coker is a better wide receiver than Jonathan Mingo, and it's not even close. He needs to be getting all the reps that Jonathan Mingo is getting. And, dude, if Bryce was bad enough to bench, I'm sorry, Jonathan Mingo is too. The dude has yet to record a touchdown. He's so slow out of his breaks. Like, when is this dude going to do something for us? When? I don't know, man. We have an undrafted free agent guy who's tall and fast. And in the 4 targets that he got, had 68 yards, 17 yards per reception. To me, I'd much rather give him all of the snaps than Jonathan Mingo's getting.
This is this team's Damiere Byrd. I think
that means this motherfucker is awesome.
Yeah, you should love
my point being isn't to try to talk down. It's actually to say he has a tremendous amount of potential. And if they utilize him right, I think that he has the capability of being a really good wide receiver in this league. Until that's the thing, is that's a lot of ifs, and we're dealing with a lot of question marks around this team as it is. So we'll see how that works out. But right now, he's an exciting prospect, and it's hard to argue with that when you see Mingo just kind of falling to the wayside this past 2 weeks. He had his biggest opportunity, not having Thielen there, not having League in the mix, and it just felt like he fell short of the mark. Again, to be fair, he is going against a very good defense in the league, but that doesn't excuse the drops. Just be real about it.
We have some bad breaking news here. If this indeed is true, Panther Pickle is saying Austin Corbett has a broken arm.
Yuck.
So,
who filled in for him?
Christensen, and he had that errant snap that went to the end zone that almost.
But also, Andy Dalton should have caught that. Like it hit him in the hands.
I heard it on the radio, and because I was taking my daughter to church, and she said, and they said that was the best play Andy Dalton had made all game.
But like
it's like getting the ball, staying in bounds, not pulling a Dan Orlovsky, what Jake DeLoeb said, and getting the ball out and to the sticks. Jalen CK, there is, when you say compare anybody to Damiere Byrd, you are never talking down. The only thing you would be talking down is if you were actually looking at Damiere Byrd because he's shorter than you.
Well, that and the reason I say that is because Damiere Byrd had an injury history that kept him from actually reaching his full potential in my
legend for me, bro.
But yeah, I mean, he was obviously, when he was in the game, he was always electrifying for us.
Let cook. We're Coker heads right now today, and let me see. Chuba Hubbard, did he get the 100 yards rushing? Let's see. So. Rushing yards. Chuba Hubbard, 97 yards. 3 yards short. But then they pulled him out late in the game, I think, to kind of preserve him. You mentioned this is people are talking about how well Chuba was running the football. How is that first offense, that touchdown, the Carolina Panthers come up and get 7 points. I tweeted first touchdown scored by Panthers offensive line. Again, my dad doesn't watch a lot of football. He said you could drive a semi through that that hole right there. Chuba, the bust out, great run by him. Good, all those good things that are happening. I have a friend who is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, and he is like one of those people that knows every single fact and thing. He's like a football fantasy. I mean, this dude is very, very, very knowledgeable about football and football history and all this. Talking about Dave Canales being a head coach. This was weeks ago before the season started. He said, get ready to pass a lot. That's what he said to me. And I was like, well, he said he loves to run the football. He didn't say anything else. He just said, get ready to pass a lot. And the Carolina Panthers, in some ways, I know being behind distance, down in distance does matter. It did felt like it was like, oh, we got to catch up. We got to catch up too quickly. And you could have been feeding Chuba Hubbard the ball. The number's 252-228-5098. Cody, why don't we go ahead and take some calls from the fans and see what they want to talk about probably before we get wrapped up in post-game.
Yeah, let's do it. We also got 2 more super chats. $4.99 with James E. Says takeaways built around Wallace, Horn, and Brown. Offense needs a quarterback and a superstar receiver. Panthers Vegas Drew says only positive is Coker and Wallace looked like future pieces. I think we should trade off Moton, Phelan, Mingo, and maybe Deontay Johnson.
Tough day for Deontay Johnson today.
Yeah, man, it really was. But hey, let's do it, man. Get into the cat calls. Let your voice be heard. 252-228-5098. Leave us a message.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty you shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like
who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
What's up, y'all? It's Lucas from Far City, North Carolina. I think this is the most embarrassing Panther game.
Looks like this call is not going to come through right here, man. We appreciate it, Lucas. Don't worry. I know you're embarrassed. He said, I can read some of the transcript. He said the 30th year we should be celebrating. Embarrassed to have ever been more embarrassed than a Panther fan. He made that call at 2:12, by the way. Just to let you know, this was not at the end of the game. Is that if you're coming in with that, is at 2:12, he said, this is the most embarrassing shit ever. Thanks for the call, man. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button, subscribe.
Please do. Hey, one more thing. An update on Corbett. They said that he will have an MRI tomorrow to find out the severity of how long he will indeed be out. So,
well, if it's broke, we need an X-ray, I guess, unless there's ligaments.
yeah, I think that's what they're thinking.
All right, let's get back to the calls.
CK, Tony Dunn, Cody Lack, what's going on, C3 Nation? It's your boy CP, the Vintage Retro Man. The Hope Brother checking in, man.
We need it.
Watching this game, I had to take a break.
Your progress failed.
Fourth quarter, man, down 30-10. You know, it's looking ugly, man. I don't know. I don't know. You can't really pinpoint just one singular thing. But what I can say is the defense, just youth, inexperience, along with injuries. You know, I will say this, though. I try to figure out one hopeful thing, and it's good to see Jalen Coker out there getting his hands on the football a little bit. Looks like the kid might have some promise. But, you know, Mingo, once again, just too wishy-washy for me, man. He had a big catch, but then he still got the dropsies. You know, it's hard to watch, guys.
This comment
I just want to say I appreciate you guys and what you do, the therapy sessions. I need it on Sundays like this. You know, I had to take a break, getting too stressed out, man, get a little sunshine, remember life is still worth living. So, you know, there's still hope. I don't know if it's for this season. I don't know. Maybe the hope is for a draft pick. But, you know, we'll see. It's a process. So, anyway, I know we gotta keep pounding some way, shape, or form. We gotta start pounding to keep pounding, but still keep pounding. All right, guys. I'll let you later. Appreciate what you do.
Even
Bye.
hope dealers can benefit from a little therapy with the C3 Panthers post-game show. All right. You want to talk about this? Man, I tell you, he said he's like, it's hard to pinpoint one thing. And I think that's the problem is like when everything. Do you remember after the first preseason game? Or no, it was the Saints game. First week one Saints game. And Dave Canales takes the podium and they're like, you know, what do you got to fix? And he was like, well, we expected to fix things. We just didn't expect to have to fix everything. Right. And when it comes to this defense, ultimately, that's the issue, is that this offense has enough juice when it comes to running the ball with Chuba or the offensive line before they got all beat up in this game right here. And some explosive plays every now by some players to be competitive. But this defense, bro, made the Bears offense look like damn fucking the greatest show on turf type shit. Yeah, the Chiefs. There was no defense. G Baby said this earlier in the show. He said this is the worst Panthers defense in history. And I can't say he's wrong. I mean, I can't say he's wrong. And I don't know if it's unfair for Panther Pickle to start bringing up Evero being fired.
It's not unfair.
It's not.
I know Gant works for the team, but it's not like out of left field. It feels like poor Evero working with nothing, though. But he brought in a lot. Injuries made a lot of this. But, hey, you got to play the games on Sunday.
Yeah. You have to play the games. And it's also consistently over the past 2 years now. And now he's in his third year. We can't stop the run. We can't stop. Like, we literally just cannot stop the run to save our life. At a certain point, how do you not blame Evero for that? If there's players not doing their job, not, missing assignments and whatnot, how are you not also going to blame Evero for that? It's like, you have to. You absolutely have to. I know that they wanted to keep him around because they thought that we could build on some things, but there's just not enough continuity. And it's like the players aren't good enough. The play calling is not good enough. And you're injured all up and down this team already. Like, I honestly believe the Panthers are cursed. They're cursed. All of our best players go somewhere else and look good. Then the Panthers are hurt all the time. On our own field, we're getting hurt more and more. We go to another team's field, we're getting hurt more than that team is on their field. It's dumb, dude. There's some bad juju that's following this organization. and it's real, man. I don't know how we get rid of it. I don't know. We might need to call like a shaman or like an exorcist or something.
Yeah, we need to get we need a witch doctor to come out. And
maybe
we could just get some sage. Get
Cody's
there's Cherokee. There's Cherokee Reservation right down the road. We could get some sage.
I'm ready. I got 5 on it. What do we need to do? Who do we need to call? Let's bring them in.
Girth Brooks, C3 superfan. He said, y'all hear Jonathan Vilmacar, Coach Alex Canellis. I hate that man so much. I know he has butchered it on purpose. You know, at first when I started listening to Jonathan Mingo, this is a few years ago, it's like, he's not that bad for a Saints. But you guys are right. And if this we had to say one more time, when all that crap went down with the horn and then the scuffle, he's like, you had 60 minutes to hit him when the play was on. And I was like, bro, you're a fucking defensive player. Y'all just got fucking smoked. You should be out there going, this is frustration. This is some fight. We all did blah, blah, blah. I would say this, if anything, I'm glad that JC Horn is pissed the fuck off. If anything, who gives a fuck? Sorry, Mom. Who gives a F that DJ Johnson comes in and smash that guy? Man, I'm pissed. I feel like I want to do that crap. I want to go and do that to DJ Johnson. I'll do that to Jonathan Vilma in the hallway. I saw him. Guys, don't forget that the C3 Panthers podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. And Underdog Fantasy is a great place for you to go and play daily fantasy football sports. There's over 1 million people playing Underdog Fantasy across 33 states. You wouldn't have done well if you were me on Underdog Fantasy, who was hoping for a Andy Dalton more than and a Caleb Williams less than, but you could have easily picked DJ Moore in a more than everything in his revenge game. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with the promo code C3P, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code C3P to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona's number is 1-800-NEXT-STEP, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. It almost feels like that reading that last little disclaimer is like watching the Carolina Panthers defense and sometimes.
One more super chat. Kristen Butler says we need new trainers, like militant type dudes, because these players dropping bills at a strip club.
Just falling. They're just falling from the sky. Let's go back to the come on, wake up, telephone. Go back to the calls.
Hey, guys, this is Panther Pickle. You know, contrary to the belief on Twitter, I don't blame the entire game on Evero and Jero, just most of them. No. My point is real simple. Okay, I'm going to say this about Evero. Can you say that it's all his fault because the guys are hurt? No. But logically, this season's just a wash. It just is. You know, let's just move on. So when Evero came here, he has a 3-year contract, 3-year deal. This is his second year, so he has 1 year after this year. Last year, people said, wait till we get his guys. So we went and got a bunch of his guys. They stink. His guys stink. So, therefore, and now we got a bunch of injuries and his guys stink. So, and some of his guys that stink are injured. So, therefore, What are you going to do? Keep him around for one more year, then try to go get a bunch of other guys to come in? I mean, you know, you're at the situation that you're going to have to rebuild the defense anyway, basically from scratch. So you'll have a few selected people, but basically you're rebuilding the defense from scratch. So why do it under a lame duck defensive coordinator? Get rid of Evero after this season. Get you another defensive coordinator, a guy who runs a realistic nowadays offense in a 4-3 defense, or what the teams are calling a what the teams are calling a 4-2-5 defense. Okay, a lot of teams are doing that. They're using a safety as a linebacker, and a lot of teams are doing that now. You know, if you look across the league, most of them do not run a 3-4 defense. Some people, most of the teams now, I would say the only teams that will run a true 3-4 defense are the Ravens and the Steelers. That's it. So that's my issue on Evero. I just think he's been overhyped too long, and I'm done. Move on.
I like the call, Pickle.
The offense, we're still a work in process. We are. We know that.
All right.
And
Thanks for the call, Pickle. What I like about it is, so Darren Gant kind of called him out. Was like, let's have a real conversation. I think Pickle just did in the sense there. I mean, obviously Gant's not going to hear it, but that the reason to fire Evero is beyond just his performance as a defensive coordinator, but this defense having so much problem in its composition, and likely he will be fired at the end of the season. Maybe it's not right to fire him right now. That's not really going to help things, but to know that Evero is going to get his walking papers, or at least both teams part ways willingly or consensually together at the end, and then you build a non-existent defense with a guy that is hired by Dave Canales and hopefully shares a vision. Let's go to Kristen Butler. Maybe we can get some bits from Dave Canales in a few minutes.
Hey, C3, this is girl Kristen Butler. What a hair-pulling type of game, right? Lord have mercy, y'all. All I gotta say is, amongst the injuries, some of the play calls, especially before halftime, when we could have had Chuba run for those couple of yards that we knew he could have gotten, we decided to have Andy Dalton throw it to who? Butterfingers? I mean, I like Johnson at all, but damn. And I feel you, JC Horn, because our defense equals Horn pretty much. And then Wallace, I like what I saw with him for the most part, but damn, our defense is cooked, man.
Yeah.
Oh, MG. This is very, very tough to watch, and there's no word to say. It's embarrassing. I understand the frustration, but still, man, like
uncooked.
Even last week, we were competitive. What happened to the play calling? Like the plays that I saw last game, I didn't expect Andy Dalton to throw deep in like the first quarter against Bengals, but we did. What the hell with this game? There's just too much on my mind right now. So much to say that I won't make sense because I'm so annoyed. Oh my God. Anyways, love y'all. Keep pounding. What the F is all I gotta say. Bye.
Keep pounding. Kev said with $2, the Dave Walker walked too close to the sun today.
Who's that?
And Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, yeah.
Dave Walker because he's pale and
yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to
play
say
horribly, but is like kind of off his like high, right? Where not everything is perfect.
100%.
And I think Kristen brought up a great point about in those early parts in the game, you kind of, and look, I mean, 3rd and 3, it sounds like a short and you're running the ball 5 yards. But when you look at a 3rd and 3, you're like, holy shit, that's a long ways to go.
Yeah.
in the NFL. But Chuba was, and here to help the young rookie quarterback on the Chicago Bears, they ran it on 3rd and 3. and got a touchdown or a first down like on the 1 at one point. But also, in fairness, the Bears defense ain't giving up those easy yards like Carolina Panthers defense.
No.
The Bears could have just ran the ball every single play today and beat the Carolina Panthers by 30.
Yeah.
Well, they knew they didn't have to. Like, I mean, the reality is when you're dealing with backups at linebacker, like not just edge rushing linebackers, you're talking about linebackers, the middle linebackers, the people that are going to be, dictating what defense you're running based on with the formation of the offense, right? You're talking about those guys when they're backups. I mean, you can run the ball or you can make this number 1 overall draft pick, which, by the way, if you're the Bears, no matter what your lead is, you want to continue to build his confidence, and this is the team to do it against. This is the team. You could have absolutely run the ball and just run, and just you guys would have. They probably still would have won by 2 or 3 scores.
By 30, yeah.
It would have been a much quicker game, and everybody would have gone home. But
Great point.
The part of it is like if you're like one of the things that you're getting with Caleb Williams is you're getting a rookie that's needing to get that confidence level up and going up against basically every single position at backups. I mean, you're gonna absolutely let this guy air it out and not only build his confidence, but let the people know around you that you picked the right guy. You're gonna let DJ Moore know you picked the right guy. You're gonna let Keenan Allen know you picked the right guy. You know what I mean?
Let the Carolina Panthers know that we picked the right fucking guy.
And that y'all picked the wrong guy.
That y'all so graciously gave us. I wanted to bring this up by Jerry. He says, don't use the first pick. Trade it for 3 good players. And this is something I've heard a lot of people say on Twitter too. But it's also dependent upon there being a player at number 1 that teams are going to want to move up to get.
Exactly.
So just because you want to move down doesn't mean you're going to be able to.
Panthers did it.
Huh?
Yeah, but there's not
someone to trade up for.
Yeah, there's not a prospect.
Oh, Bryce? Oh, great.
Yeah, there's not a prospect of the guys that came out 2 years ago with Bryce and Stroud and Richardson
at
and
least
Levis.
Nobody's slobbering all over these guys like they were with Bryce.
Yeah.
Shut a window.
No.
Maybe man, Shador saying like it's really going to depend how the rest of the college football season plays out. But dude, the Panthers do not control their own destiny. To everybody saying that we can trade back. Okay, we might not even be able to. And a lot of people are also saying, hey, let's go get Arch Manning the year after. So that means you're planning to be the worst team next
for
year.
2 years. Yeah, this year and next year.
Sadly, the Jags won today, but maybe if the Panthers were like picking 3, the trade back would be easier, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. I have no problem with getting more draft capital. And if you did want to move up next year, you're going to need more capital to be able to do it. I don't know. I do have that pressure.
All right, you want to check it out?
Yeah. So this is Dave Canales, or Alex Canales, as Jonathan Vilma would say, after the game.
One off of the field, 4th down, so 24 points.
That's as loud as I can make it too. I can't do shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it louder when I play it?
No.
No. Okay.
Its audio is just terrible all the time.
Well, press and play helps.
Their defense was
fantastic. Fucking up. This is on.
What is on?
Really have to attack.
Let me try to get it. Is that YouTube?
Just over and over, we did.
Is that on the Panthers video or is that mine? My video is still moving.
Hold on. No, I don't see it.
It's on YouTube. This is the Panthers.
Let me try doing it. All right.
All right.
I'm seeing it fine.
Yeah, it was glitching.
No, I was looking. It was fine for me. Your cat calls were glitchy earlier too.
Were they?
At least one of them was.
Okay. Well, that was the first one, which was bad. All right, bring it there. Panther, here it is. Let's see. Right. Political ads. We got to get through the political ads first, folks.
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
For all of our sanity, let's get through the fucking.
We're running through, but I'm running on a campaign. I'm a politician today, and it's called Make Sundays Great Again. Because right now Sundays suck again. Let's see how this goes. See if this is in the.
And again, just right back.
Oh, it is their
Now
video.
yours is, yeah, it's the video.
Yeah.
Oh, Panthers got Comcast, dude.
Even their fucking YouTube can't get it together, man. Dude, we're just a
All right,
dumpster
you know
fire
what? I don't even want to watch it then. You know what? If you can't look, how many people would abandon our stream if it was doing that?
Can I tell you, like, I was thinking about this after the Raiders game. Like you heard all of the people in the actual audience. They had a microphone in the audience that you could actually hear the reporters asking questions. And I'm just sitting here like, how is it the Panthers have not got this figured out? Like, how is it that we cannot understand what the question was that was asked most of the time because they have no ability to have the audio there? It's
there's only two answers to that question.
They refuse to spend money on it, or
no, it's not the money. I think it's this. They don't want the other media outlets to get any juice, like any credit. Like,
right.
So it's like, we don't want to hear you. We don't even want to know who asked this question. We want to own all our content. Or they're just too dumb to know that you could go buy a fucking $40 Bluetooth speaker that you can hook up at Bluetooth mic that you can carry around like we did.
Which worked well.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Anthony in Charlotte.
Yo, what's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Hope y'all boys are having a good Tuesday. Just want to come on here and say, yeah, man, this was expected. I said, last week, Dalton didn't play a good defense, and once we did, this would be the outcome. Our defense can't stop a nosebleed. There's too many injuries. The whole offensive line's injured now. Mingo is terrible. Leggett got hurt. You got dudes getting ejected. There's no discipline on this team. Bryce Young came in at the end. It's just like we're a fucking joke. And it's like, this is why I didn't want to ride high on that Raiders win, man. The team is just terrible. And I getting smashed by the Bears. DJ Moore sticking his dick in our panties, bro. It's unbelievable. It pisses me off. Not much to say. Like, I asked to be competitive in these games this year. But, dude, getting blown out by 26 is embarrassing, man. And I just had a feeling we're never good in Chicago, man. We haven't won there since like 2004. Like, man, this is fucking embarrassing. But if you ask me, like, I don't care what anyone says. Dude, this team is 1-4. You're not making a playoff push. And I'm not about to have this 7-win BS season. Okay, I'm not about to have it. Just put Bryce in there. Or even, ride with Andy. I don't think we can win games consistently with Andy. That's just my opinion. Like, do something, man, interesting. Like, it's just another season's over by, like, the first 5 weeks. And, dude, I just don't know. Like, I've mentioned this. I wish we had all our old players. Like DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey. Some of those guys that you guys called, replaceable, didn't want to give a big-name contract. Talking to some of y'all on the panel. But anyways, like, it's just a fucking joke. And, like, Dave Canales, like, he just makes no sense. Like, he says, oh, we want to run the ball. It's like, dude, right when the team, come out running the ball, 38-yard touchdown, up 7-0. Then once the game's 7-7, it's like the run just doesn't, they move away from the run. It just doesn't make sense. Like, Dalton had, like, 130 yards today, an interception. Like, just terrible, man. And when will this team finally realize they need to draft a real ball winner? I'm sick of seeing Jamar Chase go off, T. Higgins go off, DJ Moore go off, Brian Thomas go off, all these other guys. Terry McLaurin, we have no real ball winner. Deontay Johnson's great as a number 2 wide receiver, but he's not a ball winner. You can't throw fucking go routes to Jonathan Mingo. Embarrassing loss. Terrible. Pissed off. Anthony from Charlotte, keep motherfucking pounding.
Keep pounding. CK, what do we do different? Like, at this point, did you just put in Bryce Young? Is that the answer? Because I feel like that also could end up hurting any trade value that you might get for him if you wanted to trade him.
I don't think that he has trade value. Number one. Like, I don't think that what people, here's the thing is the thing that people were banking on was what was in between the ears for Bryce Young, right? And his ability to make off schedule plays. Well, what we've learned is those are his biggest weaknesses. is his what's in between his ears and making off schedule plays has actually caused him to actually have some of his worst plays. I don't think that you're going to get many people, taking a flyer on him. He was the what everybody said, including us, you yourself, me, myself, and anybody else who looked at the tape. They said that Bryce Young offered you the lowest floor, but also maybe the lowest ceiling, when it comes to what you get from that quarterback. And so now we've learned that ceiling or that floor is way lower, and the ceiling right now hasn't gotten any higher. He doesn't offer the athleticism that you look for out of these guys. So you're not even going to get what Dallas was willing to give for Trey Lance, who was, arguably the biggest bust in the past 5 years before Bryce Young. And so I just don't think that at this point in time, playing him, the only thing that's going to do is you're going to lose this team even more as a coach. You're going to lose these players. You're going to lose the locker room. You're going to lose the fandom. At least, even though Anthony doesn't agree, at least with Andy Dalton, you're getting an exciting offense outside of what you saw today. And that's part of what we saw today is we had so many pieces missing on defense that our offense was never going to be able to keep up. Like with everything that we ended up losing, our offense just is not that powerful to be able to keep up with what our defense wasn't able to actually do. So I think putting Bryce Young in is a mistake at this point in time. I think you let the young man just continue to sit, continue to learn, and who knows, maybe you get lucky and the dude's able to be redeem himself next year. But this year we need to continue to ride with Dalton.
You're listening to the C3 Panthers post-game show. The number is 252-228-5098. Love to hear your thoughts on the game. Future of the Carolina Panthers. Jalen Coker, right? Jalen?
Yeah.
Jalen Coker, the Carolina Panthers' #1 receiver today with 4 catches for 68 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 4 catches for -2 yards. Deontay Johnson, 3 catches for 23 yards. JT Sanders, 3 catches for 13. Mingo, 2 for 37. Actually, so Sanders up there with a big catch from late in the game from Bryce Young. Bad news for the Carolina Panthers is Xavier Leggett left the game early with what appeared to be a shoulder injury, and even more scary, Tommy Tremble with a fumble. I mean, when everything's going bad, it just gets worse. And Tommy Tremble fumbles the ball.
Knocked out.
But I think he got knocked out. Yeah, I think he was out.
He was out cold.
He got knocked out by getting hit in the hip. Nah, there was head-to-head contact in there.
Oh man,
we need to be worried about his health. There's a concussion there.
Yeah, that was 100% a concussion. He's going to be out most likely next week and maybe even the week after. That's like a Tua level concussion. Yeah. It sucks that we have to.
He was making gang. He was throwing up gang signs. It's like
right.
his fingers. You gotta watch his fingers. Scary moment there. Carolina Panthers were able to record 1 sack on the day after a week where they recorded no sacks by a guy named Charles Harris, who I didn't know was on the team. 15 tackles for Trevin Wallace as he started middle linebacker, I guess you would say. Man, this defense. Yuck. Why this is crazy. This is wild. You guys got to look at this is the NFL game book. All right. So like the NFL puts out the official stats.
Right.
Final defensive statistics. I don't know. Get this. This is wild to me. Is how Jonathan Coker and Andy Dalton and Mingo are on defensive statistics side.
Yeah, because they've got a tackle after a turnover,
or we're just on the field playing defense because there's
that would be funny.
This fumble recovery. Oh, they give Dalton 2 fumble recoveries. They gave Jalen Coker 1 tackle. Jonathan Mingo 1 tackle. In fact, Jonathan Mingo was just as important to the defense as, let's see. Oh, God. I don't know these names. Oh, Troy Smith. We know him. L. Ray, whoever. Oh, I think he plays defensive tackle. So you had 2 receivers that had as many tackles as guys that played like 45 snaps. Ugh.
So now Canales is getting shit for this. Canales says the injuries along the offensive line played a role in him playing Bryce at the end of the game. Says he wanted to protect Dalton.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, that's exactly what they were doing. There was no reason to go out there and get Andy hurt. This is perfect. Why is he getting shit for that?
Because he wasn't, I guess, wasn't.
He's your
willing to
starting
do the same
quarterback. The
thing
game's
for-
out of reach.
Yeah, I think the reason that you get shit is like the optics are that you're willing to let Bryce Young get hurt.
That's exactly when you play a guy who's been benched.
I know. I think that's just what it looks like. The optics don't look great in that regard. It's
Don't got no problem with that answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think that it's kind of it's an unfortunate thing, but I don't think it's unreasonable. I mean, every single other team would do that.
If Bryce Young was the starter,
right,
and you said we're putting Andy Dalton in there because the fear of the offensive line was hurt, that our starting quarterback, we want to protect him, would people be getting pissed then?
Right. I mean, would you be? I mean, the other argument you got to take into consideration is, if this was a competitive game, I think every single person knows that Andy Dalton would have still been in the game.
Or the
regardless.
starter. Who cares
even
that the starter would be in the game? The guy that you believe is leading the team to the best chance of victory.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and as you said, I mean, Andy would have been in there if this was the roles were reversed. So I mean, it's a big nothing burger. People are just looking for reasons to be pissed off at somebody else.
All right, let's get back to the calls.
Podcast brothers, how y'all doing?
What's up, GT?
Man, I'm glad this game is fucking over, man. What the hell was going on out there in Soldier Field? I swear, the Panthers are fucking cursed. I'm going to be the first fan to say this shit. I say we are damn cursed. We got all these damn star players that are hurt. Fucking Clowney went down, and it's so funny because Caleb Williams, to me, is not really all that damn nice, man. Our damn defense, the communication was damn off, man. When DJ Moore scored his first touchdown, you could tell the damn communication was completely off. Then he scored a second one. And how fucking ironic is that? We gave up DJ Moore to Chicago to get the first round pick to get Bryce Young. He ain't pan out to be shit. And they got Caleb Williams. And look how this motherfucker looks. And to me, I'm not really impressed with Caleb at all. I'm not. And once again, tackling. We had him so many times back there in the backfield who couldn't wrap his ass up, man.
Getting hands on him. He would
I don't know what the hell's going on. And Evero, as I call him, Double E, the damn defensive coordinator, he needs to get the fuck out of Carolina.
Yeah.
His defense sucks. We need to go back to a 4-3. This 3-4 is not the Carolina way. Give me your thoughts on that, y'all. Keep pounding.
Great call, G. When it comes to Caleb Williams, I get it. I actually agree with him in a way. I mean, look, as he is improving from week to week, he played today like a player that you drafted number one, right? So I don't want to take away from it, but he did it with zero pressure, zero need for any kind of the ability to force rookie mistakes and things like that to test him to see how quick and the development was coming. But the most infuriating part to me is it's 3rd and 7. The secondary locks the shit up, I guess, or it looks like it. He can't find anybody, and all of a sudden he's running for a first down.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a get right game. It's a get right game, and CK made, I think, one of the most astute points in the whole show earlier is that you could have run the ball all damn game and beat this Panther team, but this is a time for you to develop your young quarterback and develop his confidence. And if anything, he started feeling it more and more and more throughout the game.
Yeah. I think that this is, everybody says it's a get right game, right?
Yeah.
I think that's an accurate representation of what we saw today. This was just the ability for this Bears team to capitalize on our weaknesses, and they did that in embarrassingly effective fashion. So I mean, Caleb Williams is going to go into next week. He might get dog wash, but at the end of the day, I mean, the dude showed that he's capable of making the throws when they need to be made. And I think he's going to be able to take that, hold his hat on that, As an example, Cam had talked about Shadur not having a game that you could say that he did this, he did that. This is the game that Caleb Williams can hang his hat on, saying, "Hey, listen, see, I was the number 1 overall pick, and this is why." Even again, there's always going to be that asterisk that you're going to put in there where you're going up against the worst team in the NFL, and I don't really think that that's an arguable point, especially when you don't have your starters in the game. Right now, I don't think there's an argument to be made that our defense isn't at least bottom 2 in the league.
Who do we play next week? Atlanta.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. After Cousins. Here.
I want to take a victory lap on this. I've been trying to tell y'all, Kirk Cousins isn't who you think he is. So
he's still going to choke.
All right. I'm going to put this back up, and then you can get back on the comments. Harlem, the cool Venom image right there, whatever profile. He said, this might be one of my favorite comments of the night so far from the chat. He said, I hope Tepper is on the Diddy tapes. We need total reset. Yeah, I like this. Okay, if we can, just for a moment, interlude for something that's just not miserable. I'm taking my daughter to her friend's house, and she's talking about the P. Diddy stuff and how Beyonce is like, she's like, oh, people are all on Diddy now, like talking about the Diddy. Because we were talking, I was like, are you guys still? Who are we talking about? And she's like, no, we're off that. We're off that. Everybody's talking about the P. Diddy. And she goes, even Beyonce, because she was in on all this stuff. She said this. She said P. Diddy had a tunnel in his house to Michael Jackson's basement. P. Diddy, she said, then went on to say, is responsible for Michael Jackson's overdose. P. Diddy's a murderer, according to my dad. Like, I mean, it's just like this mess is. And now she said there's making a documentary called "Diddy Do It."
Yeah, and it's made by 50 Cent. 50 Cent has been trolling him for years. By the way, your daughter's putting you on game because the guy who was the head of security for Michael Jackson is also the head of security for P. Diddy. So
Diddy Do It. What an epic title, dude. That's dead.
The final thing, a lot of people are saying Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to be the next
and
one.
David Tepper from when some people I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But
well, the thing is from the statement things I've heard is Epstein is more on the political side, or the political businessman side of things. So I think David Tepper would be more likely to be on the Epstein than the Diddy stuff.
David Tepper would be at the white party. He was just like an invisible person in a damn jacket.
How are we? I just didn't ever think we would be down this bad, this long.
The Panthers game, dude, was like a Diddy party that you woke up from.
Yeah, except
you woke up and that the Panthers woke up at the end of this game and Diddy's looking at them just all lathered up in baby oil.
I was drugged like
at least they were out.
At least they didn't get too man,
give me some of that baby oil.
God, oh man,
whatever the fuck.
This was rough, man. There was not enough baby oil for enough. There were 1,000 bottles of baby. You almost thought, why $1,000 seems absurd. Now I understand it. After today's game, $1,000, 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
You know what they're saying? That it probably wasn't even baby oil. It was probably GHB.
That's what they were saying. Yeah.
I got 1,000 bottles of GHB, full size, family size, like value pack. Oh my God! All right, let's take another call.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is James Brick on Face Evangelista reporting to you live from Houston, Texas, City Riot. Keep pounding.
Oh man.
As you all know, I have been a musician for most of my entire life, so I just wanted to call and sing some of my greatest hits. Let us do a couple of selections. We'll start with number one, the huge hit in the 90s. Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality. Yep, see like that? Applause, round of applause, round of applause. Sounds great.
Yeah!
For my second and final selection, I just thought I'd do something from a classic Broadway musical. It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. What the fuck was that? Why? Just when I start to feel good about this damn team, I watched the last 2 games and I'm like, okay, all right, we have an offense that's like can move the ball. Like this is what we're getting first downs. The Space City Riot chapter used to cheer if we got a first down.
Yeah, that was just
and we had so many first downs happening on offense that we stopped cheering for first downs. And then this week happened, and the defense needs to call a plumber because they can't stop a leaky faucet.
Or a leaky.
Whose idea was it to have Michael Jackson guarding
Speaking of
DJ Moore? Did we forget who this guy was? I mean, we drafted him. He's only had 876,100 yards seasons consecutively. Did we forget who this guy was?
He should have said blood.
Go DJ. That's my DJ. Hey, go DJ. That's my. We forgot. We forgot all of that. We forgot all about that, and we decided that Mike Jackson, like ABC, apparently is not as simple as 1, 2, 3 or do re mi. You can't guard this dude, man. Why? I just don't understand. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I have things that I need to do today. Like I need to go and adult. I was hoping that I could adult the rest of my day after our Panthers win, but apparently, just like my number one greatest hits that I started off with, Back to Life, and the follow-up, the sequel, It's a Hard Knock Life. Like, I can't do that. I can't feel good. I'm not allowed to feel good. Because, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I can't even go through the NFL reassignment portal. I went to the NFL fan reassignment portal just in this past off season, and it told me that I should be a Charlotte Hornets fan. Does not compute.
No.
All right, anyways, this is James Garrick, my piece of Evangelista, reporting to you live from Space City Riot. Y'all do an amazing job at the podcast. And
call it a night. Call it a day. So
thank you, brother.
Love it. I guess we could turn this. Colby tweeted put on Twitter. He said, and we can change it to the C3 Canes podcast as the Carolina Hurricanes are getting back in action. I was at my niece's birthday party this afternoon after mass, and my sister's mother-in-law, obviously older woman. We had the game on. I'm watching it with my nephews, my daughter. Where it was like. And she comes up to me. I'm like I'm hitting the cheese tray and stuff. And she goes, "So do you like any other teams than the Panthers?" And I looked at her all. She said, "No." She said, "So what other teams do you like? Football teams do you like other than the Panthers?" And I looked at her all confused. I was like, "None." But to be honest, I mean, maybe I should like none football teams, period.
You just need a college team.
I got a college team, but they're the worst in college football. They lost by 30 points to Charlotte yesterday.
Who? Oh, dude.
Yeah, they got smoked.
They got
a Georgia fan. No, my ex-wife is a.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
good. No, I like that. Now you're not. Yeah, no, I like that now.
I don't have to cheer for that shit no more.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck Georgia. Fuck any football team from the state of Georgia. I don't care how bad we are. Or how many bad my teams.
No, I don't have to do that for the fam no more. The number's 252-228-5098. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Consider being a C3 super fan. Let's go to the next call.
Yo, what's going on, my C3 family?
My brother.
Time for North Carolina. Shout out to the great Tony Dunn, the homie Cody Lay. CK Cole Dizzle. Prayers to the Bat Daddy. To my brother from another mother, Dave Cole, the whole Legion. Hey, another tough one. I agree. But you know me, I'm always trying to find where there was some positives or something good in it. Mind you, it wasn't the effort this time. I really didn't think that we really executed or came with the effort that was needed to win a football game. But also in that same breath, if you really look at this game, the second quarter, preferably the middle of the second quarter to halftime, is what killed us. We gave up 20 points in the second quarter. You take those 20 points out, and you take the miscues that kind of put them in good field position, and we're in that game. I wish we would have took some more shots downfield or tried to make some, but hey, the Bears defense, they showed some looks that the line wasn't quite prepared for. At least that's how I looked from my early impressions. The main thing I hated, the narratives of Williams connected with Bryce and Stroud and so forth, so that hangs over your head. But at least to say that one of the things that's telling about this team is that we're just not putting full quarters together. It's not that we're just absolutely wicked at every position.
Right.
But we know there's a lack of talent. But if we can get to the point where we can execute for 4 quarters, I think we're going to be a lot happier. I've not given up on this squad. A lot of us knew that we was going to have to build. A lot of us knew that there was going to be some hardships in this process. And so we're taking these lumps, hopefully for better and greater and happier success. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday besides the loss. I love every single one of you. And like always, keep
pounding. Hey, man.
My brother.
He does a good job at keeping us optimistic, but
or just not jumping off the ledge or drinking the juice whatever that crazy juice that we thought we were thinking about drinking just a couple of weeks ago.
Sipping on that Panthers syrup. Yeah, I know.
Panthers syrup is GHB with a death sentence. It's GHB spiked with fentanyl.
Yeah, inside a bottle of baby oil.
All right, let's go to the next call.
All right, bud. We're about to talk us a little Carolina football. Let's go ahead and start with the defense. Them boys ain't worthy shit. That pass rush, I don't know where the hell it came from. Out of nowhere, it ain't shit. We only got one damn sack. That's unacceptable, bud. I can't goddamn believe that shit. That ain't Carolina football. Finally, get on your ass and crawl. Get that damn quarterback on the ground. Your fellow Wallace is doing about damn everything, bud. We got to limit the damn penalties. Too many flags up. And the defense ain't worth the shit. Dave Canales call a damn game. You can't manage the damn clock. And if we're going for 3, we better be up a damn score. I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing until we're scoring touchdowns. Down 3 scores, that's bullshit. I want to see a goddamn touchdown. Bottom line, bud, we ain't got enough effort. We got to show it. Andy Dalton, bud, throw the damn ball.
He said, XL, is that you?
Field. Make a damn big shot. That's crap. I don't want to see all that screen bullshit. 2 to 3 yards. That's crap. We got to move the chains. We got to be more accurate. We got to find an open man. It felt like I was watching, damn, Bryce Young calling in week 1 saying, well, what the hell's going on? We made that motherfucker Caleb look good, bud. We ain't worth the shit until we run the damn ball. We got to run the ball.
He's not.
Bryce Young, you should sit your ass back down there, bud. You don't deserve to be on the field no more. Well, and we need to play some damn defense. Fire Dave Tepper. Nothing's changed. We still suck.
Who? What? I love that. All right. That was a great call. I might give you this. Good call. Actually, great call. Great call. I love how creative and competitive. Like, it's Braley, right? I need to get her name right. Best caller in Panther history. Is you guys got to own up. Look, these cats are chasing an 8-year-old right now for GOAT caller. We've got a lot of good ones so far, like the smoke, the energy you guys are bringing. The number's 252-228-5098. We'll have the next call. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, I was just trying to get onto the show. I got a voicemail. I don't know. That's weird.
That's weird.
Oh.
Sorry, it's not. Well, it is. Oh, look, first, we love that you try to get on the show. The number's 252-228-5098. You leave a voicemail. We play it. Technical the difficulties of us all being in different states and locations make it so we can't live interact with the call. It gets loopy, and it's just the technology impossible to do right now. So if we were all there, if we were all in a C3 studio, I mean, if you guys can find us a angel investor or a patron saint and David Tepper, come down, donate to the C3 Panthers podcast and get us all in a studio together. We'll take your calls live and react right with you. But you leave a voicemail at 252-228-5098 and we play it just like this one.
Yeah, I guess this is how it works. Yeah, I just wanted to know, was that a glimpse of hope that I saw from Young earlier? And I'm not saying that he needs to be thrown in there, but I am saying that if him sitting got those results, I wonder with him just sitting and learning what we'll get later down the line. So for me, I don't think that we should just give up Young so quick. Secondly, if we're going to keep playing the way that we're playing, brother, I think that we're going to have a high draft pick in the end. And my thoughts is to actually rebuild the team like Jimmy Johnson did, where we draft down and just we trade down to get high draft or get good draft picks. And that's what I think we should do for this up-and-coming year, if we get a high draft pick.
Right.
Anyways, guys, if you hear this, I enjoy the show. Keep pounding. And I look forward to someday talking to y'all, actually. So, guys, take care.
You're
Bye-bye.
talking to us with us virtually right now. Great call. Look, he got it figured out quickly right there and brought a good call. I think this is... We talked a little bit on Tuesday, our flagship show, which is at 9 p.m. live on Tuesday nights, the C3 Panthers Podcast, the longest Panthers podcast, running Panthers Podcast. But we talked about the moments that we could see Bryce Young coming into a game and in the future, an Andy Dalton injury, a blowout victory for the other team. You know, and CK, we talked about on Tuesday, is like, I was hoping it's a blowout victory for Carolina. But that seems a little bit too greedy, too ambitious for me. But the Carolina Panthers were able to see Bryce Young with about 4 minutes left on the clock. Some not meaningful, as in the Carolina Panthers are going to win, or come back or do something, but meaningful enough to Bryce where he's not just handing the ball off and taking a knee or something to that effect. And Bryce comes out 2 for 2. Really wasn't terrible. Actually, I thought he was good.
Yeah.
And I think that's great for him as a player to get kind of shake the yips off that he had before, sort of low stakes in a sense. But I think I agree with the caller, is that, you know, if this is, you know, maybe he progressing a little bit by some of that pressure being taken off the start, all of those things, and he can learn a little bit, maybe there is a pathway for him fighting for a future in Carolina rather than just trading him, casting him off for a 5th round pick.
So I put a poll in the chat, who should be the Carolina Panthers starting quarterback going forward? With 113 votes right now, is Andy Dalton at 74% and Bryce Young at 26%.
At week 10, though, look, we have that same poll. Each week you have that poll, the numbers will close.
Well, but I'm saying, like, even in week 5, you know, this is week 5, right?
Right.
Yeah, like this team with Andy Dalton today is bad enough to win a bunch or to lose a bunch of games. So I don't even necessarily see what advantage. What does it do? Does it just help you lose? Because what if Bryce does come in good? Then it's
what does what just help you lose?
Well, does Bryce Young just help you lose? Like,
no, I think this is, you get to a point. I don't think it's about losing with Bryce Young. I think it's what we're trying to figure out. Like, I don't know if it was you or CK earlier said, is that if you brought Bryce Young in, that the locker, you know, is like you're kind of just in some ways, it's like forfeiting on the season to a certain degree But my point is that each week you have this poll. In fact, we could do this. We could have this poll on each post-game show. And every week, by week 10, that poll is going to be closer.
Yeah.
It's not going to, even if you still believe that Andy Dalton gives you a better chance to win, it won't be 70-30. It'll be 55.
Well, and a lot of
45
that
by that point.
A lot of that even depends on how bad it gets. Because if it gets,
If you're 1-9, you really need to be trotting them out there.
I'm saying, like, maybe it's 1-6 or 1-7. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe at a certain point, you're just like, for fucking give him a chance. It's not like Dalton.
That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point, Cody. Is like there's gonna be a number. It's not here yet. But week 8, you're 1-7. Maybe that's I don't know what the number is, but there is a point, 2-9. And you're like, hey, look, we might as well start trying to develop the play. You might bring up all the practice squad players. Put in Jalen Coker. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? It might be around the trade deadline, actually.
Yeah, and also we might be active. Dude, it might be the best thing to just fucking tank it out.
Explode. Yeah, just take the C4, destroy everything we have. It just at this point in time, you've got to do the Houston Texans thing and just try to get everything you can with what you have and just start from scratch.
Maybe team loses a running back and you trade Chuba Hubbard away. He's in a contract year. Maybe maybe a team loses a cornerback and I know everybody's going to vomit, even me saying this. You trade J.C. Horn because you're not ready to pay his contract or franchise tag him and get into that. And you not only start to get high draft picks, but then you accumulate draft picks through players that likely you might not be able to sign. I mean, think about this: is J.C. Horn's frustration. Not only is he frustrated about not being hurt, he's frustrated by being on a shitty team.
Yeah, for years now. I'm sure they all are, man. I only imagine how miserable that team is inside that locker room and the shit that they don't say on camera and in front of the reporters. That they don't want people to know. Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall sometimes in that locker room, but I don't know. And listen, like, I wanted to ask you guys this: are we giving Canales enough flack for not running the ball more, or what would that have even done? Like, what would the result of this game have been if we did decide to just pound the rock like Canales said he was going to before the start of the season?
I don't think there's much difference, to be honest with you. I mean, the game probably didn't get as out of hand just because the clock kept running. But I mean, our defense couldn't stop anything.
Not a play.
And you know, the other part of it is, like, at some point at the half, like it was getting out of hand because we were already down by over 20 points, 23, I think, by the halftime. And at that point in time, you almost have to adjust. Now, my dissatisfaction came earlier than that when we weren't running, even when we were still in the game.
That's my issue, CK. It's not that the game plan was wrong, or that I felt like he just got away from it a little quick.
Well, I mean, we had a
you're
home
gonna
run
get away
ball
from it,
quick.
period.
Like, I mean, we had that big play, and it just felt like it was a pointless, it was pointless not to run because we were essentially doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
I feel as though that I kind of feel like Bucs fans did last year when, Canales would say, we're going to commit to the run and then not run,
I think the way I see where I see it kind of happening is this is kind of defending Canales and criticize him, being critical at the same time. Is the Panthers go up 7, then they come back and strike right away, tie it up 7-7. Panthers offense doesn't do anything on the next play or whatever, or a set of downs, and then they're up 14-7. And you're looking at that defense going, oh shit, man, we're getting smoked. There's no, we have to keep up. We have to keep up. Like, it's like 7. It might as well be 21. Like, we got to score. We got to get something. And I felt that panic, and it might not be, is it panic when it is justified, right? Like if you're freaking out and the airplane is crashing into the ocean, are you panicked? I don't know. Maybe that's just the appropriate fucking reaction to flashing out of the sky into the ocean. And so I think that Canales could have had more like, all right, you know what is, if anything, the real criticism against getting away from the run is that we do need to grind this game out. We need to slow this clock down, and we need to keep our defense off this fucking field.
Yeah, and I think running the football would have been in service to that. It would have done that way more than it is. But listen, I like Canales, dude.
I do too. I don't feel terrible
I like
about
him a lot. And dude, like, I'm not gonna put this game on him. I'm just not. And by the way, I'm gonna give him another year too. Like, this
for
team
sure.
is so bad. Like, it would be such a scapegoat maneuver to blame it on the play calling or blame it on whatever else. The Panthers don't have enough good talent. We wasted a second-round pick on Jonathan Mingo, and we're not saying that enough, dude. Mingo is a bust. I've fucking seen enough. Maybe I'm overreactionary, dude.
Well, Jalen Coker is better, right? Couldn't you argue? Right out the gate.
He's better right now. But we need another defensive tackle. We need another outside linebacker. And by the way, there's no guarantee. I think we're really going to be a 4-3 going into next year, because I don't think Evero is going to be here, and I think Canales is going to go and get his own defensive coaches, whoever that might be. But I'm just like, there's nothing about this team that's good. So to everybody that's mad at Dave Canales, one, I don't know what you're expecting of him, and two, you cannot fire him after one season. This is literally what the Panthers do. Most of all, you just don't do it for the optics purpose.
No, well, you're not firing Dave Canales. Dumb.
Let's look at what he came into. Number one, like he was coming into a team that didn't even have a number one or first round draft pick, a quarterback that we're going to be tied to for at least the next 2 years in some capacity at the very least. And then you get a team that is just decimated by injuries. It's just unbelievable. You cannot put much of this on Canales. Can I say all of it? Does he have no blame? Absolutely not.
Right.
It's not fair to give him no blame if you're going to give other people blame. Absolutely. But to be out on Canales after 5 games into the season, it's all of these people that are saying that David Tepper is a horrible owner are, in my mind, I'm sitting here, they're also the same people calling for Dave Canales to be fired this quickly. I'm like, they're the same people saying that he was a horrible owner because he's already gone through 3 coaches and all, this and that. At this point in time, I mean, you've got to stick with Dave Canales. This team seems to rally around him.
This team is better than last year's team, even though it
doesn't feel like it.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it, but they are.
Well, they've had more competitive games.
Yeah. How about shout out to Colin Bowden, who is one of the cooler Bears fans.
Oh, don't let them fight. They beat our ass.
No, we're not fighting, dude. Read the comment.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
Bears fan here and good game. Y'all were wild, banged up, and fought through it all. Respect to the effort and fight Carolina put up out there.
Look at that. Classy.
Yes,
classy.
Sir.
Colin.
Yes,
classy Colin. We bowed in to you.
Unlike Broski Bear. No, I'm just playing.
All right. You guys, look. Yeah, we got cooked today. You can be classy Colin that we bowed into. Or you can be enjoying getting your flowers here. You beat our ass. We suck. You beat a fucking cripple. Well, I don't even.
Yeah. No, you beat a school for the blind.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We hope you feel great about
the blind Panther at basketball.
Yeah, dude. Like, congrats. Hey, they chartered the Panthers to Bears Stadium on short buses, dude.
Oh.
So, yeah, don't feel that great, man.
There were 53 handicap parking spaces in front of the stadium.
Every single one of them. I
Owned
might
by
even
players.
try out, dude.
There's a Panther. Yeah, it's your Panther player. All right, let's Let's take another call.
I'm going to take Eddie Pinero's job. How about that?
Oh. We're coming back and talk about that bullshit.
Yeah, dude, I can't stand him.
God. All right. Here we go.
Real quick, it's me, C-Dog 1983 TV. I hope everybody's doing okay today. Whenever you come in here, make sure you subscribe to the great content. Make sure you hit the like button. C3 Podcast is the longest running Panthers podcast on YouTube. 11 years of running. Real quick, I'm a little disappointed today in the loss to the Bears. I just feel like, man, these last 2 games, man, the lack of a pass rush is really showing. You know, we were able to get Michael Jackson, you know, in the opposite corner of J.C. Horn, but now, man, the lack of a pass rush is just fucking killing me right now, man. And you know, man, Clowney is okay if you're gonna bring in Clowney to play alongside with Brian Burns, but you let Brian Burns walk. Then DJ Wanham is injured, so hopefully DJ Wanham can bring some juice to the pass rush. You know?
Gosh.
They were crazy as Iku Leoto, who was leading the team in tackles for loss. He got picked up, I think, by the Jets on the practice squad. You know. But we did re-sign Marquise Haynes, so hopefully he can give us some juice on the pass rush. But, man, we do not have a fucking pass rush. We got to get a rush somehow in this draft coming up, man. DJ Johnson, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. He's like a fucking pass rush. You know, I'm just disappointed in Evero, man. You know. Like, all them people want me to at least kept YGM somebody, but we don't have not man fucking pass rush.
Nope.
That's my own disappointment right now. And some people talking about play Bryce Young. There's no need to play Bryce Young. Man, he don't keep on playing. You know, the only reason they put Bryce out there because the game was moving. Besides that, there's no need to start Bryce for the rest of the year.
Agreed.
We need to try to, man, get some pass rush. Move somebody up from the practice squad, man. Something got to give. We got to do something. You know, try something young. Something, man. But I just need a fucking pass rush, man. I need everyone to get this shit together. Besides that, man, everybody have a great day. Everybody have a great fucking week. Keep fucking pounding. We got the Falcons next Sunday. I hope we have some type of a fucking pass rush. I don't want to get blown out.
Kirk Cousins is gonna have 9,000 yards.
But anyway,
I'd be hitting that over this week.
Whatever it is, like what's the number? 480 yards? More than
over that. Yeah, get
more
over. I'm
than
pretty sure. Yeah.
Underdogfantasy.com or Underdog app, promo code C3P. More than, greater than on everything when it comes to that. Smash the thumbs up button like C-Dog always says, and be sure to keep pounding. Look, these next calls, let's see. There's 2 seconds. What can you say in 2 seconds?
John B said you got one.
All right, hold on. We got here we go. 9 seconds. This is not John B. All right. Pocket dialed 2 times in a row. Here is a real call.
Hey guys, it's John B. Jenkins. I hope this call gets
John
in before the end of the show. I just wanted to call in and let y'all know that I love everybody here on the Panthers podcast and everybody out in the community. And
thank you, brother.
I'm not
We
even
love
gonna
you.
try and name the names. I mean, it's all y'all. Everybody who comes here every night,
Appreciate you, bro.
every post game, every Friday free for all, every Tuesday night, every pop in for when Cody's on the debate my take. I don't know. We lost the game. I knew we were going to lose the game because we were facing a legit defense, and then we had a bunch of people get injured. So it is what it is. Or, as our great coach once said, it is what it is. We picked a bad day to have a bad day. But I just wanted to share with y'all some of what I got to do this weekend. My in-laws came into town, and it actually was a decent trip. Nobody argued. My son had a hockey game at 7:30 last night, and his team ended up winning 5-1.
Nice.
And I don't know, man. It's just, I had a shitty week at work, but man, I was so grateful to even have that shitty week at work. Like, just for the opportunity to even get upset. Because I don't know if you guys have been doing this, but I can't stop watching some of the YouTube coverage of, the hurricane cleanup and stuff, and just hearing the stories about how some of these people, man, they went to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something, and before they even knew it, their house was floating away, and within seconds they were dead. I mean, I only hope that those people died quickly, and not to take this too deeply, but I love football. I love the distraction. I love you guys. I love the C3 Panthers podcast, and I hope we all can appreciate the rest of the evening tonight and just be grateful for the opportunity that we have tomorrow, whatever it is. This is John B. Jenkins out. Keep pounding Carolina Panthers. Keep pounding Panthers Roshaw, and keep pounding Panthers C3. Love you.
I think it was John B. Jenkins that put up my favorite nickname for Chuba Hubbard. If you played baseball when you're a kid, no. If you played baseball when you were a kid, we all were, at least in the 90s, 80s, in the 80s and 90s, we all that big league chew, like the big league chew. You know what I'm saying?
Hubbard.
The string, yeah, it was just big league chew, and it was CHU. I like that one a lot. He's right. I mean, look, we can be thankful. Look, in fact, this is why I did the podcast, started the podcast a long time ago, is because I wanted to be fake upset about things that didn't matter, to get away from things that do matter, and like how terrible of tragedies that people are facing from people in the western part of the Carolinas, even further south. But I mean, our brother Greg, his wife was killed in a car accident 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 3 now, if we're timing it right. I mean, like, yes, everything. That's what's great about football, is that it's kind of like a fake escape, it's like faux rage. Like, yeah, it's like I'm so mad that blah, 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 blah. But then we, in the back of our head, know, it's like there are real things that matter. But at the same time, you can look at it like this way, John B. It's you had a shitty week at work last week, and now you're like one of the few people in the world who had a shitty week at work last week, and on Sunday is ready to go back to work. I'm fucking ready for Monday, baby. Good stuff,
man. Just I don't even. I get at a loss for words. Like, I don't know what else to say, man. Like, the Red Swarm already in the chat, dude. He's right. It's about to be hell week, because there's nothing I hate worse than losing to fuck ass Falcons.
I hate the Falcons. I don't even hate not just losing to them. I just hate even their existence.
They're probably the only team that I can actually say I hate. Like, I don't fuck with a lot of teams, but there's.
I dislike the Bucks. I really, really dislike / hate. I hate the Saints, but I hate the fucking Falcons.
You would think for me it would be the Saints, because every time the Saints beat the Panthers, I'm gonna hear it from my own family, dude.
Just think Bountygate, bro. All you gotta do is think. They tried to hurt our Cam.
Dude,
they tried to hurt our Cam.
I've got a special hatred in my heart for the Falcons.
Me too.
And it's just.
Me too. What about Kirk Cousins getting the most passing yards and touchdowns on Matt Ryan Day? Like, so it was Matt Ryan who had that record. They celebrated him at halftime, and then Cousins like, "Hey, I've been here 3-4 weeks. Hold my beer.
I got you." Oh man, I'm just saying, guys. Yeah, after watching that, this. Everybody wanted to kind of jump on that Kirk Cousins sucks bandwagon at the beginning of the year because they had that start that they did. But dude has showed exactly why he gets paid the money he does in guaranteed contracts. He hasn't fleeced a single team. He has been worth every dollar that every single team he's gone to has paid him.
But he's fleeced and not fleeced at the same time. Like, he's got max value at the time, and then somehow he's lived up to the dollar amount that you paid him. You can tell that he's still trying to learn to trust that Achilles. I tell you this, and Cody, while I'm talking about this, Pickle says pull up the Bryce clip. We're at the all calls we've gone through, so this is kind of the back end of the show right now. But
What Bryce clip? Which one?
I don't know. He said Bryce is talking like there's some Bryce clip out there. I figured you would know it better than I would. So Thursday night football was great. It was a great game against Tampa Bay and the Falcons. It comes down to the wire.
Oh, I see it.
Here we go. And let me just say it's like so this is why I turned it off early. All right, so they're Bucky Irvin, whenever they're new, the Tampa Bay rookie running back fumbles the ball after a big drop that, so Atlanta's driving. They have a chance to kind of pull ahead in the last.
Drake London drops that.
No, it wasn't Drake London. It was somebody else, but it was like but Mooney. I think it was Mooney.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney. Yep.
And it hit him like right in the chest. So then Tampa gets the ball back, and it's like, oh, we can stay ahead. They're moving the ball, and the Bucky Irvin guy fumbles it. And you're like, holy shit, this is done. I mean, not done, but like you're giving a chance. Tampa's defense comes out and swarms Kirk Cousins on the 20, forcing him in a 4th and 15 to throw an interception. There were like less than 2 minutes in that game. Tampa's ahead. They get the ball back. I was like, man, it's late, tired, turn the channel, going to bed. Show up at the gym the next day, and my buddy's like, dude, what a great game. I was like, yeah, man, crazy end of this and that. And he's like, yeah, it was wild. Atlanta won. And I was like, what? How did Atlanta win this game? Guess you got to sit in the seats to the end, folks, particularly if your team is better than the Carolina Panthers. We got this Bryce Young clip?
Yeah, I have it. And dude, I have a tweet that I could put out in response to this. And I would lose 100 followers.
Oh, lose them?
Yeah.
Sorry, does it light a fire in you?
I'm not someone who's really externally motivated. I draw my motivation from inside.
God.
Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't want anything to dictate if I'm motivated, if I care, if I am driven. No matter how things are going, that's always gonna stay the same.
No wonder his girlfriend dumped him.
Stop.
God, dude.
Stop. He's sticking to the script.
Yeah,
he's
fuck
sticking
that
to his script. He has said that. He has said, I'm internally motivated for 2 years.
In my ass to want to go out there and show everybody that I'm fucking him. I would respect that. I would love that. But it's like what CK said at the start of before this season started.
Yeah.
The dude has no fire. He has no fire. He doesn't have his own cadence. The dude is like, he's not leadership material. I'm sorry. All this lead by example shit. Like, dude, show some fight. You had your job taken away from you, and because of the trade that they operated to get you, now the Panthers are the laughing stock of the NFL. Like, show a little bit of fucking fight, dog.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And Tony, you're right. He is sticking to the script. And if he said something different, everybody's going to come back and say, I thought you weren't externally motivated. It's so I agree that he's sticking to the script. But I mean, dude, the script hasn't worked up to this point. You've got to come out here and you got to show some fire. You got to show, like, even your GM has said he wants dogs, and you haven't indicated to anybody that you're that dude. And I think I hate to say it. I've like I said, I was looking forward to Bryce because I was looking for a cerebral player. I still don't think we've got him, to be fair, but I want a leader. I want a leader at the helm. I want a guy who's going to get.
I want Jaden Daniels. That's who I want.
Oh my gosh. I love Jaden Daniels so much. I would normally say I hate anybody on another team. I don't know what it is. Jaden Daniels is like, I am enamored by this kid. I am like, if I had to put a favorite player for this season,
for
it's
another
Jaden
team.
Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
by the way, another
player for another team that's not on your team.
Another player the Carolina Panthers could have had if we decided to not trade for Bryce Young. Also, like CJ Stroud, who the Texans did win today, right? They beat the Bills.
Yes. I don't know.
But whatever, dude. Stroud
a lot when I last checked it.
And then Caleb Williams comes out today and throws for over 300 yards. Another quarterback that we could have had. It's embarrassing, and that's why I put it on Twitter too. It's going to go down as the worst thing to ever happen to the Carolina Panthers.
I like Panther Pickle's comment. He said, I'm eternally motivated to dislike ever.
Yeah.
No, not eternally. Forever motivated to dislike. Great comment. All right. I think Denver's up right now. God, life sucks.
Yeah.
Not life sucks. Not life. Panther life sucks. Let's be specific. Has nothing to do. Those are the calls, dude. Do you want to do player of the game?
We didn't do this last week.
We didn't?
Mm-mm.
You mean David Dotto, player of the game award?
Nope. We didn't do that last week.
Well, I think we were all right. Well, I mean, I'll do one this week. I got one for you.
Do it.
What do you want to go first? You want to go Tyler Shame or dab on him?
Dab on him first. Because I think we all going to only pick one player.
Pretty much.
I just like doing it, man. Dab on them folks. Dab on them folks. And that dab on them folks. They like seeing it. Tell me what to do. Dab on them folks.
The Dab on Him Award is our homage to my favorite.
Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam Newton. Great leader, great player. All AKA David Dotto Ball Out Award. I think it's Big League Chew. Oh, I will say this. If you want to not, Chuba had a close to a third down pickup. Like we ended up having to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, that was the play before the home run play.
It's early in the game. Yeah, he almost dropped that shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, Chuba, don't motherfucker do. Oh, he came up with it. Big
He didn't do too well towards the end of the game when he fumbled it, but it is what it is.
Dab on him, 97 yards. Go ahead.
My pick, Jalen Coker.
Oh, good one.
Jalen Coker. I think we might have found something. Give him some more. At least give him opportunities. At least give him some opportunities to show what he's capable of. I think he had a good day today.
Hey, and how can you not, given the fact that Leggett is facing injury potentially and Mingo is facing suckiness?
Oh, dude.
I mean, there's that. Look, it's kind of a great timing for Coker to have a good game.
Yep. CK, you did your
No, he's not.
Did you?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of. I hate to give it to anybody on the defense, but Wallace did come out and have 15 tackles, and he did get that big stop on that fourth down to get us the ball back. So I didn't feel like we were calling his name as a liability for the most part. But I mean, dude did have a tremendous game when you look at the statistics from that perspective.
We got the tell of shame next.
Yeah, we do.
Hold on. Gosh, I should have been ready for this. Oh, so bad.
Mine is so easy.
All right, go for it.
Jonathan Mingo, you are a bust. You are every bit the bust that Bryce Young is. I sincerely hope that you are benched. Maybe that'll light a fire in you, unlike Bryce Young, who just isn't really externally motivated, y'all. Dude, the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That actually has me pissed off. Whatever. Jonathan Mingo, you're an absolute bust, and we also need to stop trusting Steve Smith's evaluation of these highly drafted.
Well, actually, hold on.
I mean,
now.
he
By the
evaluated
way,
DJ
he
Moore.
loves Jalen Coker.
And he loved DJ Moore, remember?
But I kind of with Cody on that. It's like it's not,
It is not panning out. Sorry.
CK.
Mine is going to be the entire D line just not having any ability to get home.
I thought you were going to say the entire defense.
No, the D line. I think that the secondary looked like it was worse than it was because the D line couldn't get any pressure whatsoever. Like, you know how they say there's such thing as a coverage sack? Well, there's not with this D line. Like, the coverage can be as good as it possibly can be, and this D line is still not taking these guys down. So I'm gonna give it to the defensive line, which again, there's a level of fairness that I'd like to give, and a context that we are dealing with essentially third stringers on our defensive line right now.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Mine is gonna go to Eddie Pinheiro.
Shame on you, Lorne Michaels. Shame on you, NBC. Shame on you.
Shame on you, Eddie Pinheiro, for that haircut and that missed field goal. Wow, there's a million other people I can shame right now. I'm shaming you. Towel of shame.
Towel of shame. Just
All right.
embarrassing, man. So we're
done.
We're done. We will be back this Tuesday night.
9 p.m. longest running Panthers podcast, live Tuesday nights. We'll be here for your C3 therapy session, and we had fun on the Friday free for all. I felt like Dad was in the building. They all behaved.
Man, they were supposed to act up and make you have to clean up the house and shit.
You got to stop being apathetic in order to be willing to act out.
Yeah.
Do that. Damn, bars. Okay.
Brayley, we hope you call in on Tuesday. We ask all the people that are listening to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, share the show. Real easy. Such a small thing. Pantherette on Facebook always shares the show. I love that. I mean, I love this people listening and things, but that small thing, you hit share, it helps us reach a person that didn't know about the longest running Panthers podcast. Again, we'll be here live on Tuesday night. Brayley, hopefully, be calling in with the third greatest call on the Cat Calls line. And boy, why don't you guys, I don't know, Cody Lack, without further ado, take us out of here.
C3 Panther Nation. Until this Tuesday night, keep pounding.